Hello everyone, welcome back to another reaction video on the JayBee and Milly channel. I am JayBee and joining me of course is Milly.
Hi.
Now today we're going to be reacting to episode 4 of Velma. So if you're kind of keeping up with this series, we have reacted to all the other previous episodes, and for the moment anyway we intend to react to all the future episodes, so make sure to subscribe to that. But if you're more into the traditional classic Scooby-Doo content, please subscribe to the channel as well, as we tend to do weekly Scooby-Doo interviews. The last one we did was with the director and producer of Mystery Incorporated, which is awesome. So please subscribe for weekly interviews. But yeah, I mean, let me ask you, what are your expectations going into the fourth episode based on what I've told you about it, which I've tried to keep it spoiler free, but what's your expectations going
All
in?
you've said is that it's crazy.
Yeah, I said it's bizarre. I said it's bizarre. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Yeah, you're right.
This is just as weird watching it the second time.
But I was never that popular. I just never
I can believe that.
A $10,000 banner down.
There was no way that banner was $10,000.
No. Unless they've been ripped off.
Are there any more questions?
Yeah, I have one. How come no one ever cared this much about
Because you're annoying.
Now, there's a good reason we're taking this case more seriously than the missing mother of a mouthy girl.
Thank you. I'm sorry, the only parts of the show that's funny is when, like, Velma's the person that's, like, at the end of the joke.
To be fair, if it was a sitcom, I want to say this would be a relatively entertaining premise.
God, hot girls would rather be murdered than enter the band room.
And the hot girls are distracting because you recently came out and get too turned on.
I'm gonna say the reason that this has to
I
be,
didn't come out. I told
like,
you. I like Daphne.
an animated adaptation is there is just so much
That's called being rich. Go on.
Daphne,
that
our personalities just
wouldn't
click.
be right.
Explain it.
Like, hear me out here, they have literally
Explain it so I
done a plot
could possibly study
about the sexualization of schoolgirls.
instead of
Why do they need to set this in high school, though? That's my thing. Like, I want to say it'd still be weird if they were in college, but it would be a lot less weird, right? You wouldn't have to second guess yourself, like, should I be laughing at this? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I think if it was in college, the premise would actually be pretty good, but whether it's executed right is up in the air right now.
I hate Simpy Shaggy.
The feminine mystique. No way! I love mystique. Is this about whether Jennifer Lawrence is hotter than Rebecca Romaine? Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, Velma had one of your feminism books.
That's the thing, though, like, the reference that landed for me. He just turned into Joe Goldberg. Oh, see the soundtrack, I like the... Just release the album, what have it done with?
The thing is it offends me when there's something that's external of this series good that is forced to be associated. Like, it pains me that this song's associated with this series. It pains me that Frank Welker's part of this series.
I mean, I will say, I am enjoying this a lot more the second time.
So far, this is the best episode.
In fact, your definition of womanhood is even more restrictive than ours. We'll take our police details now and
There's
no
like a
other,
sleigh girl
just
moment.
beefcake.
Like I said, anyone insulting Velma,
me, yeah.
great.
Cat.
They should have just made this a Daphne show.
Womanhood? Fine. If you won't do it,
Oh
I will.
gosh.
Everyone, look at me. I'm sexy and fun.
Told you as well, zombies.
Oh my god.
This is ridiculous. This is terrible.
Do you reckon they do something interesting with the biological parents? Like, have Gray be,
Yeah.
like, the biological mom? Or something
No.
like that?
And what
Cutting the cord. I was pretty good today,
Disgusting.
wasn't I?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Nope, not for me.
No, Fred's a man of substance. Is it over yet, do you think? Or do you reckon there's gonna be a post-credits
If I'm
sequence?
ever struggling to sleep, I need to just watch an episode of this.
So come on,
I see that. Okay.
it's a good sign though. We could get rid of Simpy Shaggy.
Honestly, I am so tired after watching that. You wouldn't believe. It's been like it the last few episodes.
Well, that's why this episode is
like
sponsored.
genuinely, look at my eyes. I feel like I've got bags underneath my eyes that weren't there when we first started watching this. It's so tiring. It is so. Oh, it's so painful to watch. And like, I was just starting to think that actually this might be the best episode so far. And then they just make it weird again. It's awful.
What was your favorite and least favorite part about the episode?
Favorite part was the song. I like the song. The least favorite part was Velma rolling around on the floor like she's like just been. I don't know what I want to say that's not offensive.
What, like when the policeman thought that he tased her?
Yeah, she was rolling around on the floor like she'd been tased.
Okay, so you're now 4 episodes into Velma. What's your ranking from episode 1 to 4 in terms of like start with the one that you enjoyed the least and then work your way up to the one that you enjoyed the most?
The least. See, this is what's difficult about series 4 is I feel like in series 4 I was like, this might be the best episode so far, but then it was such a low. It's kind of like this is the worst bit so far. It's so contradictory. Like it's the best of the best, but the worst of the worst of the show so far. I'd say episode 3 is the worst. Then episode 2, then episode 4, then episode 1.
Okay, that's really interesting. That's really interesting. I like that perspective. So
Oh, can we be real? Okay. It's so annoying, this show.
well, the thing is, the thing that annoys me the most about the show consistently is Velma. But then I think to myself about like Curse of the 13th Ghost, Return to Zombie Island, pretty much any other mainstream classic Scooby-Doo thing. The thing that annoys me the most consistently is Velma. And so to that end, it's like it's kind of like business as usual to an extent. But then I do question why, because all the gang has some type of story arc, right? And I'd argue that they're equally as uncompelling. We won't say compelling for the moment. They're equally as uncompelling as Velma's. So why not just call it, Mystery Inc. or something to that end, and make it a bit more even? Like, why did they have to go for the most annoying one out of all of them and make them the title character? Because I could have seen this being a Fred show or a Daphne show. I don't know why they've gone for the most annoying member of the gang and made them the star, apart from the obvious like Mindy Kaling.
I'm gonna say whoever wrote this just must have really crappy views on feminism because they just make women look bad. Shaggy and Fred are the most likable characters. Velma, genuinely, I hate her. She is the most annoying, sarcastic. I hate her.
The thing is, it's a TV show, so we kind of want to get latched onto a character.
I'm not
And
latched
it's
onto anything.
trying
I
to
hate
be a
them.
comedy, right?
I hate every
And
character.
so to
They've
that
got
end,
every character wrong.
Norval's the one that I like the most. So as long as he finds happiness with someone that isn't Velma, I'm invested in the show to that end.
Like Norval, I'd agree with you. Norval's the best character.
But Fred's the funniest in a comedy. So
Norval's the best character, and it's because it's furthest from Shaggy. Like, he's furthest from being the character he's meant to be.
yeah.
And that's the reason I
The
like
only
it.
Shaggy thing he's done, he's got his Norval Snack show, which I could imagine Shaggy doing that, but it's not, it's different. And obviously he refused to go into the amusement park.
Yeah.
So, but apart from that, he's so far removed from Shaggy that
It makes
I
it
guess
okay.
it works, Like I think the more you can forget about it being Scooby, unfortunately, is where the show shines, because then it's just wacky, sometimes and often cringy show that you can kind of sit through. But it's when you can't remove it. And I think with Velma, she is to me Velma, and that's speaking as a non-Velma fan. She's arrogant, she's stuck up, she's annoying, and to me that's who Velma is. Apart from like Linda Cardellini Velma, Hayley Kiyoko Velma.
This is the worst Velma we've ever seen, and that's, I mean, categorically. I cannot watch this without getting angry. I've said this in a previous reaction, and I'm gonna say in every one of these moving forwards to make a point. It genuinely, I don't even care how I'm speaking. This genuinely pisses me off that we have gone from losing Haunted High Rise and like Holiday Haunt, and this is what they decided to keep. This is absolute trash. We have gone from Velma having the height of her existence in Trick or Treat. Literally, Trick or Treat was the first movie where it began to break Velma down and she became likable. But it did it in a really nice, subtle way where it wasn't that like for example, like one of the key things that everyone wanted to see there was like they finally become open about Velma's sexuality and stuff, but they did it in a really nice way where it was just like enough for purists to not be upset by it. But for those that have like, no, it was done subtly.
Yeah,
and
it
like
was, but purists were still pretty upset about
no, but it was done in a really kind of, I don't know, like respectful way, I'd say. Whereas this has taken everything Trick or Treat achieved in regards to building up Velma's character in a positive way and ripped it apart. Like, we've gone from the best Velma we've seen to the worst. 2 projects back to back, not a few months apart.
Yeah, I don't think it's that deep.
I
tend
do,
not to get
like-
wound up about it.
No, like I'm on what, so it doesn't affect you at all that if they wanted to cancel a Scooby project,
Well,
that this was the one that they kept.
No, if they outright said, in order to make sure that Mindy Kaling, we don't want to annoy her because she's like a big name, she's famous, we had to cancel Haunted High Rise Holiday Haunt to afford to go through with this. Obviously, 1,000,000,000%. But I just think.
But if she's such a big name, why does she want to be associated with this? This is literally the mockery of the animation world at the minute. No, it's got like a ridiculous rating on IMDb. I've not seen a single good review about it realistically.
No,
like,
there's not.
if you're such a big name, you're not desperate to be involved in a project. Why would you choose this?
I'm wondering, and this is the thing, I do think she should come on for an interview. But I want to see if she genuinely like.
Are you crazy?
In her heart of hearts, in her actual like maybe this without anything, if she goes to bed thinking I've made something really good, I'm wondering if she genuinely believes that, because I kind of feel like she does, and to that end that makes me kind of concerned. Like, you know what I mean though, like obviously we can talk as much like SH1T as we want to on the video and the fans can complain, and the people that do like the show, they can like it as much as they want, but Mindy Kaling is a person, you know, she wakes up, she has breakfast, she does whatever she does, right? I want to know if that woman goes to bed thinking that she's made something good. And even if I agree with it or disagree with it, I just want to know. I just want to be in that head for half an hour to just understand the thought process. I'm curious.
I think it's laughable that that anyone could think that this is something good.
I mean, it isn't good. It definitely isn't good.
It's terrible. It's categorically the worst thing I think I've seen.
I feel like a
regards
clown
to
though, because when I was breaking down the screenshots, I actually theorized on things based on the screenshots, and I went fully deep with it. I was expecting something to be like Mystery Incorporated, but to go more in depth with the mystery because of the older audience, to give more depth to the gore because of the older audience, and I was expecting so much, and I actually feel like a clown for this video now.
What we see is 15-year-old schoolgirls twerking on a sidewalk.
And I wanted some stereotypical stuff. Like, I wanted a reason why Velma was race changed. Like, I wanted a strict Indian dad to pressure her into wanting to be that know-it-all, to want to be, or at least pretend to be clever. That's the type of thing I wanted. Like, maybe she was a bit of a I wanted it to go hard. Maybe she was a bit of a chunkier looking Velma because she was stress eating to deal with the pressure, or something hard hitting, but that was written well. I didn't want twerking Velma falling into a mirror, like, you know.
The only positive thing you'd have said about Velma as a character before is she's intelligent. That's all she has going for her, and they've taken that away as well. They physically left that girl with nothing. It must be so, like, Velma's only selling point, the reason that she was even part of that group, is that she was intelligent. And once you've taken that away, you have nothing left. And then they've tried to make an entire show on that new character.
It's not.
No, it's so terrible.
That being said, though, I do want to watch all of them. Like, I feel like I'm at a stage where I'm so invested in not the quality of the writing, or not even just to laugh at it or to see how bad it is. There's just something about it that I just have to see every episode. I don't know how to describe it. I just absolutely have to see it. Like, I'm just so curious, you know. Like, if I died tonight, I think my ghost would stay around to watch the other episodes. Like, there's just something about it, like that's just such a morbid curiosity that I really need to see it through. So I'm excited for the next couple of episodes.
I assure you, I have no curiosity whatsoever.
No curiosities?
I don't care. I don't care who Daphne's parents are. I don't care how this mystery ends.
What if it's you? You could be paying child support.
You're ridiculous. Like, there is nothing in this show that I care about. I could not see another episode of it, and it's not going to change my life at all. I genuinely want to go to sleep after watching it.
Well, we've whittled on about this quite a bit, but it's interesting. It's an interesting thing to
I think it's because
discuss,
I talk a lot when I'm angry, and it
Yeah.
actually angers me that this exists. Like,
we will continue it in the comment section down below for the people watching, and obviously we're going to continue it when we react to the others. Or I guess what we need we need like a full-on give up button when we have to retire the series, because it may get to a point where it's just too cumbersome to react to them versus not. So we'll see. We will see. Maybe if it doesn't perform too well, we won't persevere, and I'll just do my little like reactions and whatever in my own time. But we'll look into that. So if you do want to see more, make sure to, like I said at the end of the last one, to smash the like button.
no, we're not doing this again.
Smash the like button. Smash it.
Come on, the episode has been bad enough without having to tolerate this as well.
Smash the like button. So
Just
yeah.
your mood watching this.
Yeah.
How are you coming out of this with a smile on your face? Like, oh, it's so poor. It is.
I just
like, there's no good jokes. There's no good characterization. Like,
if one person just smashes the like button, that's why I've got a smile on my face, because I'm imagining people smashing the like button. So if you do want to see more, then please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.